just wanted to do a video today on what to do in the event of falling off the wagon. Now, I've just finished a 2-week holiday around Easter time. So I had a couple of days off before the Easter and a day off after the Easter holiday, but pretty much the running up to it and the couple of days after were spent like a holiday as well. I was at work, but I was just muddling through just to try and get to the holiday time. And I'll stop everything. I'll stop my work, I'll stop my exercise, sleep goes out the window, diet goes out the window a little bit. I don't get to jiu-jitsu. I literally just have 2 weeks off, and that's absolutely fine. I believe that having a break, a planned break, is good. Like, if you can think, for example, if I'm being really good from Christmas to Easter, that's like a period where you can say, right then, we've just had Christmas, next holiday's Easter, I'm going to train jiu-jitsu twice a week, I'm going to be in the gym at the minimum 3 times a week, my diet's going to be on point Monday to Friday, blah 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 blah. You just try and do the best you can, because you've got an end goal in sight. You've got that time frame where you can just be like, right, it's 2 weeks away, it's 3 weeks away, it's 4 weeks away. I'll just stick to it and try and be as good as I can until that holiday. It gives you an end goal, it gives you a target. I believe in doing that. It makes the grind seem more bearable, because, like, I was talking the other day to my partner, and she said, we were talking about some family problems and involved. I'm not going to go into details, but basically it was something to do with one of our younger members of our family having a bit of an issue with their parents, and something's going on, and I kind of said, well, is there a plan? Is there like a time frame? Because this, unless you've got something that you're working towards, it's like you could be doing the best you can for now, but then you could be thinking, what's the point? It's never going to happen. They're never going to. There's no goal. There's no, like, in 6 weeks' time, this is what's going to happen. What we're going to get you from A to B. This is what's going to happen. This is the parameters, and in 6 weeks' time, we're going to revisit it. We're going to reassess it. We're going to see how we're getting on, and then after that, we're going to do this. You basically say, if we're doing well, we're going to reassess it, and then we're going to change it a little bit. And you've got a structure. And this is what I felt with jiu-jitsu. I always relay back to jiu-jitsu, don't I? That the jiu-jitsu academies that I started off, the sport academies, there was no curriculum, there was no time frames, and I know that's not important, but it is in a way to understand, actually, in 18 months' time, after 100 lessons, whatever, you create the metric. You know that you're going to be assessed around that time period, and something's going to happen, and as long as you've been doing good things will happen around that time period, rather than just being this open-ended, is it ever going to happen? Where am I? What's happening? It just makes you want to give up. To those that need that structure, I'm one of them people that need that goal setting. I need that, right then, by July this year, I want to have done this. And then when I get to that, I'm going to reassess, and I'm going to re-establish my goal, and by Christmas I want to be doing this. You know what I mean? There's the structure there, there's a time frame, there's a goal, there's a time frame, gives you something to work to, and obviously as you get closer to that time frame, your intensity ramps up. You start to really push towards it. Yourself, when you've done coursework or essays or anything like that have to be in at a certain time, you pretty much put it off until the last week, and then when you've got that, well, some people do, I do, and when you've got that pressure on, it's amazing what you can get done in a day. But I just think that, where was I going with this? So, falling off the wagon, getting back onto it. So I've gone on a tangent about understanding, having these goals and these periods, from setting myself a holiday and knowing that on this holiday I am literally going to go full relaxation. And I tell you what, after 2 weeks of it, you're like, God, I feel shit, and oh, I need to get back onto this. And I tell you what, that, like, it can be really difficult to get back on it. Like, it can be, what's the word? Once you've had 2 weeks of relaxing, doing what you want, letting go of the diet, it can be really difficult to just jump straight back into it, because, as I said, as you're coming towards that holiday, everything ramps up, because you know that you got 2 weeks off, so you're consistent, you're in the gym every day, you're doing your red light, you're doing your cold showers, you're eating perfectly, you're training, you're focusing at work, you're getting all that done, and then all of a sudden you just go, bleh, I'm done, I'm doing nothing, I'm chilling, I'm gonna do what I like, blah blah blah. Right, now I just wanted to go through a strategy that I use to get myself back into the rhythm. Now, if you've been following anything that I do, you'll have set yourself up some kind of routine in the mornings, at the night, at work, whatever it is that you do. Like, for example, I have my morning routine, and I'll run through it briefly because it might have changed since the last time I said anything. I've done one of these videos. So my morning routine now is up at 5, straight into the cold shower for 2 minutes. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm doing that. Freezing cold shower, as cold as it can go, for 2 minutes. After that, I'm going into the kitchen. I'm putting my coffee onto brew, feed the cat, and then I go in, say this is how much I got it dialed in. Feed the cat, drink a salt water, little cup of salt water, and then I'm in the gym. I'm doing 10 minutes of exercise. I call it muscle maintenance. Nothing bad. No, you know, squats, deadlifts, rows, bicep curls, some ab rolling, basics. Yeah, 10 minutes while I'm letting my my little steam room get up to steaminess, heat, whatever you want to say. Takes about 10-15 minutes to get that warm. So I'm in there, I'm blasting the exercise out. I keep it simple because I just want to know what I'm doing, I know how I'm doing it, and it's just our classic as muscle maintenance. I'm not doing anything to build big biceps or get a rock hard abs or whatever. I'm doing it because I'm 40, well, I'm 41, coming up to 42. I am looking to keep my muscles in place, keeping myself strong and keeping myself at this basically. I don't want to lose anything, so I do that. I go in the steam room, I go in the sauna for 10 minutes and do some breath work. I get out, I stand in front of my red light for 2 minutes. I go back in the house, I get my coffee ready, I prep my work bag, I get ready, I go to work. I'm out the house for about 6:30. Takes about an hour to an hour and a half for my routine. Now, when I first start, when I'm at work, I've also got a routine, so I've planned it out on my calendar. At 8 o'clock I do my expenses, 8:30 I do my diary, 9 o'clock I do my site walk around. Follow the plan, yeah. I've labelled it all out. Now I am fluid with my routine, for the pure fact that if my head starts to go and I start to get overwhelmed, well, guess what I do? All I do, I revert back to my routine. Literally, I will just put down what I'm doing. I'll go, what am I supposed to be doing there? And I'll just follow my routine until I'm in a better headspace. And that's what I do. I've always got something to fall back on that is comfortable, that I know, as long as because I've planned this routine out meticulously, as long as I follow my routine, just do my talk, sorry. As long as I'm doing my routine, I'm good. I know I'm hitting all my metrics. I'm getting all the shit that I need to get done. Now, I might be missing some things that's on my to-do list because I'm following my routine religiously, where you need to be flexible sometimes, because sometimes things crop up, don't they? Now, once my head's in a better space, I can then start going back to, you know, being a little bit more fluid with it. But I always revert back to the routine, and that's what I was going to say. I've got my night routine. So my night routine is, I get home, I usually have something to eat, do a few chores, I play with the kids a little bit, we have a bath time, then we have we relax a bit with some tea or warm milk or something, and then it's time for a story. Maybe we'll do some stretches together as a family, and then it's book and it's bed. And then me and my partner, I usually do a little bit of red light meditation, grounding on my grounding mat while we're watching some kind of program. We usually have an hour to ourselves, and then we're in bed for like 9, half 9, and trying to get some sleep. And that's the routine. Now, I always know I can fall back on this, and once you get into the routine, it's just a habit. You just kind of fall into it, you know what I mean? So, getting back to it, to getting yourself back on the wagon, because I am rambling a bit and I want to wrap this video up, is that if you've got a routine, follow it, but don't follow it to, it's like any kind of exercise, isn't it? You build yourself up. So, like, for example, instead of doing a 2-minute cold shower in the morning, I might do 10 seconds, but I just do it. So I get up, I do it, even if I'm like, oh man, I ain't done this for 2 weeks, I don't want to do it. I just make sure I do it. Even if it's in, you go in on the first day, you're like, right, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go in, I'm going to switch it on, I'm going to switch it off. I'm going to feel that cold water on my skin. And tomorrow I might do 10, 20, 30 seconds. And then eventually, in a couple of weeks' time, you'd have built yourself back up. And then you've got these routines, and you've probably got them written down somewhere. And just literally get your notes out and just follow your routine and just go through the motions. Whether it's a 2-minute exercise where you literally do 1 squat, 1 deadlift, 1 row, blah blah blah. You might spend 5 minutes in the steam room and do a bit of breath work. Do you know what I mean? But it's all about, you follow the routine and you just make sure that you do it every day, and you force yourself to do it. And one thing I've found that really helps me is setting my intention the night before. So as I'm going to bed the night before, I lie in bed and I think, you're getting up at 5 and you're getting in that cold shower. And I tell you what, if you do that first thing, everything else will just fall into place. Honestly, it's like if you get up and do that first thing that you say you're going to do, then your natural mind, you naturally will just go, right then, after cold, because you're on autopilot, aren't you? You go cold shower, and then I'll go into the kitchen, I'll make myself a coffee, and then I'll just grab my garage key, and I'm walking over to the garage. You don't even know what you're doing, you're just going through the motions. But what I'm saying is, set your bar low when you're first getting into your routine, because a lot of us make the mistake of thinking, I'm going to get back on it, I've had 2 weeks off, I'm going to get back on it, and I'm going to smash it, and all that stuff. And I think you don't need to. You just need to do it. Just do it, and then the next day, because you'll just think, oh, that was easy. And the next day, set your intention the night before. You're getting up at 5 o'clock. You're getting in that cold shower. There's no, I might do it. I think I might do it. I'm doing it. You set your intention, and it helps. And another thing, one thing, and I took this from Joe Rogan when he talks about his cold plunges and that. He just says to himself, don't be a pussy. And that really works for me. Like, I'll be lying in bed, and I've got like a Lumi lamp. It starts coming on from about 4:30. It takes half hour to get completely light. So a Lumi lamp is just basically, it gradually lights up your room. So mine starts at 4:30 with the alarm that goes off at 5. I'm usually awake before the actual audible alarm goes off. You know what I mean? You kind of like opening your eye, you can see the lights on a bit, and you're like, oh god, it's time to get up and all that sort of. I'm not one of these people that are like, well, it's morning time, wake up. I'm not like that. I can be. It depends on what I'm doing. If I'm waking up and going in the studio, believe me, I can wake up at 3 o'clock like that, and I'll be in that studio making tunes, because that's just my passion. That's what I love doing. But I digress. So the lights going off, and I'm like turning over, I'm like, and then I know about 5 to, I know the buzzer's going to go off, and I'm like, right then, the buzzer goes off, I press snooze, I lie back down, and I think, don't be a pussy, get up and get it done. And that helps me, and I just think, stop being a pussy, you know what I mean? Grow a set and get on it, And if you don't like that terminology, I'm sorry, but I'm just telling you what I'd do for myself. You could use stop being a God, what words don't offend people anymore? I was going to say, you say stop being a sissy, stop being weak. I don't know what it is, but it's got to be something that kind of you don't want people to think of you as, like, you know what I mean? I wouldn't want I wouldn't want you, my daughters or my partner, thinking I was some kind of weak bloody sissy boy. You know what I mean? I'm dad. I'm supposed to be tough and look after you and protect you and all that sort of stuff. So it works for me. Pick whatever it is you want. So yeah, just to summarise, if you fell off the wagon or you've had an holiday and you've had a break, fair play to you, that's all good. It's all good. A break is good. It helps, as I said, in summary, it helps to motivate you. My next holiday now is July, so it is now, I've just finished the Easter holiday. My next holiday is July. Well, guess what, I'm back on it now. This week's my first week back at jiu-jitsu. I haven't been for 2 weeks. It's hard to go after work, gotta be honest. I had my daughter, she had me up last night because she wasn't very well. I've been to work, you know, I could have easily gone home, but just telling myself it's happening, you're doing it, you're going, you know what I mean, it's happening. Is a good start, but start small, ease yourself back into it. Like, yeah, do a little cold shower. Or another strategy is you could say, okay, then this week, Monday I'm just going to nail my diet. Tuesday Monday I'm going to nail the sleep. I'm going to get to bed on time. Tuesday I'm going to nail my diet. Wednesday I'm going to get back in the gym. Thursday I'm going to do my night routine, and then Friday I'm going to do fill in the blank. And then next week I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? You've kind of eased yourself into it. And if you know anything about like health and biohacking, I always believe to start with the foundation. So if you have a good night's sleep, you make better decisions the next day regarding diet. If you eat well, you have good energy. If you sleep well, you'll be getting up the next day and you'll be going into the gym. And then then it starts to spiral in a good way, because you can spiral in a bad way and you can spiral in a good way. So I use the opposite method, the opposite like theory of like you can spiral out of control. Well, you can spiral into control. So pick the low hanging fruit, the biggest hitters, and it'll all get better. And you might say, well, because I'm eating crap, I'm not getting good sleep. Okay, then, well, let's go from another way. Let's have a really good day of eating that helps me to have a good night's sleep, and then the day after maybe I'll get in the gym. And you know what, these all compound. So once you've had good sleep, good food and exercise, you start to perform better at work, you start to feel like you want to do more, you start to set your goals, and you start to go in that upward spiral. So strategies, don't just go in blind thinking that you can do these things without a plan or out a strategy. Think about how you're going to do it and what works best for you. Don't try and just jump in double-footed, because you'll wear yourself out on day one, and then day two it'll all go out the window in a week's time, because you'll be that tired. And you know what I mean, you want to like build that spiral up where you've got the energy, you're having the sleep, you're sleeping well because you're exercising, because you're eating well, you're performing well, so you're not getting stressed because you're not procrastinating at work, putting things off, so that you don't take that home with you. There's so much in just having a good strategy and just building from go with the basics. Step one will lead to step two, will lead to step three, and before you know it, a week, 2 weeks time, you're back on the train, you're back at it, you're looking forward to your next holiday. You might come up to the last 2 or 3 weeks before your holiday and you start to see little cracks and slides in what you're doing, because you're just looking forward to your holiday that much. I do, like a couple of weekends before, I'll start to slide off a bit, and I'm like, I need an holiday now. I've worked hard, I've done everything right, everything's all good, I've achieved a couple of the goals that I wanted to achieve in this period, and I'm ready for an holiday now. So you might start to slack a bit, which I do, and that's no problem. Or you might go the other way like I do. I think I've got 1 more week, I'm going to end it on a high, I'm going to push it, I'm going to finish strong, and that's another mentality. So 20 minutes, I'm gonna go. So yeah, I hope you found that a bit helpful. I do waffle, I do ramble, I get that. Now these are, I've said it before, these videos are for my daughters, my grandchildren, whoever wants to look at them and try and take some knowledge off just a normal regular guy who's lived a bit of a life and ended up in a really nice place. I'm not rich, but I'm not wealthy, but I would say I was rich. And I know you Andrew Tates of the world think money is probably the biggest metric and takes the piss out of people for being brokies and for not, you know, for kind of saying things like, yeah, but I've got my family and all that. But you know what? I feel blessed. I feel rich. I feel like I've got everything I need. I don't need Bugattis and McLarens. Be nice. Would it though? I don't know. I just think with that kind of lifestyle comes a lot of weird people around you, and I did all that with a nightclub promotion. I've had a skin full of people, to be honest. So I want to focus on my family and my health, and I feel I'm in a good place. I really believe I'm in a good place. So it's available to everyone. You don't need to be rich. Money helps. I'm not skint, but I wouldn't say I was rich. I've obviously got to work hard to retain this lifestyle that I've got and to be able to provide for my family, and I'll always be doing that. But I believe there's more to life than just having millions of pounds, you know, and that's just what I believe. You can like it or lump it and call me a brokey, not particularly bothered. Yeah, so that's it. Anyway, so until I get inspired for the next video, I hope you go ahead and make a small change, make the tiniest of change. Take that boat and put it 1 degree in the way that you want it to go, and over the course of 1,000 miles you'll end up way over in a better place than you would if you went the other way. That's to quote, that's like a butchering of Anthony Robbins, but you get the gist. Just take that small step, and that's it. So peace out. Mwah.